Bethany laughed and told swimmers to head toward the dolphins even. After I saw the shark circle a little girl on a pink unicorn, I grabbed an air horn and cleared the water anyway. That was the day she started calling me Shark Girl, got me fired, and tried to ruin my life. 6 months later, I'm in her old lifeguard tower with a state badge, watching families swim safely under the reforms she accidentally created. I was walking along Huntington Beach with my bestie when I saw a fin, about 50 yards out, moving wrong. I ran to the lifeguard station. "There's a shark out there," I said. A lifeguard, a blonde named Bethany, barely looked up. "Those are dolphins. I've guarded this beach 5 years. You've been here what, 5 minutes? Please just check the binoculars. Ma'am, stop creating panic or I'll have you removed." I watched the fin close in. My hands shook, not from doubt, but because I knew I was right. 2 years ago, a plastic bag had triggered a panic attack. My therapist taught me to trust professionals, not fear, but better safe than sorry, right? No signal for 911. People shrugged. Lifeguards know best. A surfer paddled in and said, "That's not moving like a dolphin." I ran back. Bethany stood, angry. "Oh, perfect. How's Jason?" Her ex, apparently the same Jason I'd been seeing for 2 weeks. "Forget him. There's a shark. First you steal my boyfriend. Now you want my job." She grabbed a megaphone. "Attention swimmers, move to the middle of the swimming area. Someone is harassing people near shore." They swam straight toward danger. Then I saw a little girl on a pink unicorn drifting sideways into the path of the shadow. I yelled. She waved back. The dolphin rose under her. The float flipped. I sprinted to an air horn. "Don't you dare," Bethany snapped. "I'm not letting kids die because you're jealous." I blasted it. "Shark, get out." The girl surfaced, gasping. Her dad swam hard. The shark circled back and launched 8 feet of bull shark, crushing the unicorn float. Panic. People scrambled for shore. Beach patrol arrived. Cameras caught it all. While we waited for police, Bethany pointed at me. This is exactly what she wanted. 2 days later, I sat in my car watching families play. My phone filled with unknown numbers calling me crazy. At night, Carlos came with his laptop. 3 near drownings in Bethany's zone this summer. All labeled swimmer error, all on her shifts. Complaints buried. The next morning, Jason showed up with Bethany filming. He demanded I confess to targeting her. I told him I didn't know she was his ex until that day. He looked unsure. She whispered to him, and they left. Online, I was now Shark Girl. Her lifeguard friends led the pylon. At work, HR showed me emails from a fake city official about my instability. At lunch, Isabella Reeves found me. Her daughter kept saying the pretty lifeguard told everyone to swim toward the shark. She showed me a crayon drawing, Bethany pointing, a dark shape below. My therapist reminded me, last time was a plastic bag, this time was real. Trust yourself. Tom texted. Surf forums had stories jellyfish swarms ignored. Riptide warnings mocked. A shark sighting dismissed last year. People got hurt and she blamed them. Then Diane called. Someone spoofed her email. Also, Bethany filed a restraining order against me. At the hearing, Bethany came with 2 lawyers and texts from Jason calling me unstable. The judge granted a temporary order. I was banned from the beach, pier, nearby shops, online. The shark video hit 2 million. Half called me a hero, half said jealous ex. Bethany did interviews saying I stalked Jason and used the shark to ruin her career. A lawyer named Alexander Powell called he'd been tracking lifeguard negligence. Bethany's name kept popping up. He offered help. Next morning, 8 parents came to my apartment. Hospital bills from panic injuries. Videos of Bethany laughing as kids screamed. They wanted a joint complaint. At work, a woman in a suit told my boss I'd harassed city staff. He sent me home. I sobbed in my car until Carlos found me. That afternoon, I scrubbed through Tom's GoPro footage. In the corner, Bethany smiled as she pointed people deeper. I took screenshots. Alexander said Bethany's lawyers wanted $50,000 and a public apology. I had $2,000 to my name, Isabella texted. The city threatened her hotel job if she didn't withdraw her complaint. 2 parents already backed out. Tom showed me texts from his nephew. Bethany drinking on duty, then getting him fired by claiming he touched her. Diane arrived with a folder. Buried complaints stamped insufficient evidence or withdrawn. The same name on dismissals with father, a city councilman. That night, someone slashed my tires and spray-painted LIAR on my windshield. A cop asked if I was the one who caused all that trouble. Alexander and I filed FOIA requests. The next morning, the city denied them for pending investigation, and the council added an agenda item about beach terrorism, meaning me. We met a reporter. She found Bethany had worked at 5 beaches in 3 years, always leaving after complaints vanished. I went on record. Jason forwarded the reporter texts. I'll make her pay. The city served me with a $200,000 defamation suit. Tom's shop windows were smashed. Snitch spray-painted across the front. Insurance wouldn't cover it. A lifeguard, named Derek, called with recordings of Bethany laughing. I knew it was a shark. I wanted to see her freak out. Her father and the mayor held a presser about mob mentality. That same morning, the city promoted Bethany to head of beach safety training. Alexander uncovered 2 sealed harassment cases from other counties, settled out of court. My boss fired me after the city threatened his contracts, offering 2-week severance if I signed an NDA. Derek called crying. They'd transferred him 40 miles away with no bus route. 3 kids, no car. He withdrew his statement. They were picking us off. Isabella organized a protest. 50 parents with signs, safety over politics. Bethany live-streamed tears as the victim TV cameras focused on her. One of the sealed case women sent proof. Bethany had frozen her bank accounts with false tips and sent doctored photos to her husband, all for dating Bethany's ex. Once, Jason stumbled in drunk with texts where Bethany threatened assault charges if he didn't support her, plus staged photos of him passed out. Alexander tried to subpoena beach footage. The city said it was deleted, despite a 90-day retention policy. Tom's IT friend whispered, "Deletions can be recovered with admin access." Diane was fired after 5 years of perfect reviews. She'd been copying everything for months and was ready to go public. We gathered at Alexander's office. Documents, injuries, timelines, 47 pages. As we headed to file with the state, a man served an emergency injunction blocking any state filing until the local investigation ended. Someone had tipped them off. The room went cold. We left separately. At dawn, Carlos traced an email. The leak was a parent who traded our plan for a hotel promotion. Alexander suggested a trap feed, different intel to different people, and see what reached Bethany. That afternoon, Tom's tech friend recovered partial camera footage from a backup server. It showed Bethany spot the shark, then point swimmers toward it. Alexander called the state attorney general. Reckless endangerment of minors, criminal negligence. State investigators would arrive within 2 days. That evening, Bethany showed up at Carlos's with 2 big guys. "Drop the charges," she told him. "Your brother works city construction. Accidents happen. We recorded it." Carlos posted. Hashtag Bethany threatens trended. Reporters grilled her father. He walked off. By 10 a.m., 3 lifeguards went on local news with photos of Bethany passed out in the tower at noon on a Saturday. Threats if they reported her drinking, and stories of covering her shifts while she partied. State investigators arrived with warrants carrying out hard drives and files. An investigator told me they'd seen this pattern before, connected families protecting their own. By mid-afternoon, Bethany took voluntary leave for stress. People stood up at the press conference and told their stories. Jobs lost, drugs planted, dates refused, careers ruined. Jason met me with a folder emails and recorded calls showing Bethany planned to hurt me as soon as we started dating, even talking about making sure kids were in danger. The next morning, the state suspended her lifeguard certification. The governor's office said public safety isn't negotiable. Federal inspectors announced a full review of Huntington Beach at noon. I walked past the beach still banned, but needed to see it. Families played like nothing happened. My savings were gone. My job too. Isabella sat beside me. "You did the right thing," she said. "Sometimes doing the right thing costs everything." At 3, police walked Bethany out in handcuffs. Reckless endangerment, witness intimidation, false reports. The state kept her passport. Her mugshot ran beside the waves she guarded. The council flipped to transparency and voted to cooperate. Bethany's father watched his allies abandon him. Diane got her job back with back pay and became head of beach safety. She asked me to consult on reforms. No more buried complaints. No special treatment. Alexander filed civil suits for 7 families from that day. The city asked for settlement talks. 3 days later, Bethany texted me a gentle bail violation. We reported it. Tom's shop filled with parents, surfers, and off-duty lifeguards brainstorming fixes. Not revenge, Tom said. We're making sure no one else gets a Bethany. A federal review found Huntington Beach had the highest rate of preventable beach injuries in California. Bethany's zone had 300% more incidents than average. The city's insurer threatened to triple premiums without immediate reforms. Her father resigned from the council. Bethany posted a video blaming me. Jason posted their full text history. She deleted her accounts. A judge vacated the restraining order against me and apologized. Prosecutors offered Bethany a plea, 18 months, and a lifetime ban. She refused, insisted on a trial. Even her lawyer quit. The city announced a $2 million victims fund and full beach restructuring with civilian oversight. Isabella was nominated to the board. Diane created a new role, director of beach advocacy, and offered it to me. I launched an anonymous complaint system. In the first hour, 17 reports came in from across California. Tom hosted a beach workshop, warning signs, how to speak up. To San Diego beaches opened investigations. A mother from Del Mar cried on the phone. For once, someone listened. Packing to move closer to the water. I found my old therapy journal. Trust the professionals, I added. Trust yourself first. Alexander showed the final impact. 47 beaches updated protocols. 12 negligent lifeguards removed. 3 state laws in draft. You saved hundreds of future victims, he said. Bethany's trial was delayed for psych evaluation. Reports said narcissistic personality disorder. Her father mortgaged his house. 6 months later, the verdict. Guilty on all counts. 3 years, possible parole at 18 months. She still said she did nothing wrong. Her father moved to Arizona. Jason started therapy. Under new protocols, the beach had 0 incidents. Now I stand in her old tower on inspection rounds. Lifeguards scan the water, parents relax. A little girl floats by on a pink unicorn and waves. I wave back, no longer afraid, because I'm the one making sure everyone stays safe. Sometimes the worst experiences create the strongest advocates. Bethany accidentally turned me into exactly what this beach needed.